Good afternoon and welcome to the afternoon session of the 2011 University of Prince Edward Island Convocation. First I'd ask if you'd remain standing and join Kelly Layton as we sing God Save the Queen. Thank you, Kelly. I'd now call on Sister Sue Kidd for the invocation.
Let us pray. Good and gracious God, we offer you thanks today as you have brought our University of Prince Edward Island graduating class of 2011 to this proud moment. We celebrate the accomplishments of our students who have learned and grown as they have longed for this moment. We celebrate the accomplishments of families who have supported their children in ways that go beyond checks to accounting. We celebrate the accomplishments that are the result of teachers who went beyond expectations of peers and demanded the best of the students. We celebrate the accomplishments made possible by mentors who led by example, of spouses whose tired arms held up others, and of children who waited their turn. In these hard days, when we are reminded so often of what we cannot do, help us to remember what we have done. Let words of celebration, words of joy, and words of hope be our mantra. Tomorrow will be better because of what we celebrate today. This is our prayer. Amen.
I'd ask everybody to please be seated. There, I finally cleared the frog from my throat. Thank you very much first to everyone in the audience. Thank you for coming this afternoon, making this occasion a very special occasion for the graduates and for everyone in attendance. We have some people on the stage today that I would like to introduce. First of all is our Lieutenant Governor, Barbara Hagerman. Her Honor will be completing her duties this summer. She has been a wonderful friend of the University of Prince Edward Island and a distinguished visitor to our campus. Her involvement not only in her official duties but also mentorship of international students and a very keen interest in music on Prince Edward Island. It'll be a shame when she leaves her post, and we'll miss her. Fred Heineman, who is the chair of our Board of Governors, Minister Doug Curry, resplendent in their green and rust of Prince Edward Island are our two honorary graduates, Monique Collette and Teresa Mellish. We have the deans, the faculty, we have previous honorary graduates, and of course everybody in the audience, and you're all. You're all special guests. Finally, I felt that I should spend a moment. This will be President McLaughlin's last convocation in an official capacity with the University of Prince Edward Island, as he will be leaving his post this year as well. We, as I told the group this morning, we rode on the same type of yellow buses to the same high school in the 70s at Charlottetown Rural. Wade went on to a wonderful academic career both at University of New Brunswick and at the University of Prince Edward Island. And I talked a little bit about bricks and mortar this morning. I'm not going to talk about that this afternoon. I think the greatest change, I was part of the first graduating class of the guinea pigs, those who spent their years at University of Prince Edward Island and not at either one of our great predecessor colleges, St. Dunstan's and Prince of Wales College. And it was we were guinea pigs, and it was a great experiment under the then President Ron Baker. One thing that I watched keenly with the University of Prince Edward Island is I watched our continued rise in ratings in universities. I see the great spirit on this campus, and I believe that's a little in part due to Wade and his enthusiasm and his enthusiastic embracement of this university. Wade has an expression. He talks about sense of place, and I think it's probably like he's the product of 6 or 7 generations of battling the wind on the north shore of the island, and you get attached to this place in Northumberland Strait. And we will miss him, but the university will move on, and the university continues to get stronger, continues to be actively involved in the community, continues to be a wonderful place of learning and a great place for the many visitors that we have. So I'd call on President McLaughlin now, please.
Chancellor Andrew, thank you for those remarks. Your Honour, distinguished guests. Everyone is a distinguished guest at our UPEI convocations. Members of the UPEI community, which means all of us, welcome. Most especially, welcome to the graduates of the UPEI class of 2011. To the graduates, we are all here today, your families and supporters, UPEI faculty and staff, the broader community of Prince Edward Island and UPEI alumni, a community that now extends across Canada and around the world, and the many great people who are cheering you on from afar or who are joining us today through Eastlink TV. We celebrate your achievement and we embrace your success. And there's no greater measure of that celebration than to look around the four corners of this hall and see the attendance and what that says about our collective pride and celebration in what you've achieved. We celebrate as a community. UPEI convocations provide us with an opportunity to pause and think about what it means to be part of a community, and in particular to be part of this great community. Convocation is an opportunity to count our blessings, that we live in peace, that we live in a world that embraces knowledge, and that we embrace the quest and the wonderment of attaining further knowledge and skills, that we enjoy prosperity, and that we've been given the tools to create further prosperity, goodwill, understanding, and a better, smarter world, that we enjoy friendship and love and support. We come here today in an act of love and support and celebration, and these are not to be taken for granted in a troubled or turbulent world where many do not have that privilege. Convocation is a day of beauty, the beauty of nature in this fertile time of spring. We embrace the beauty of our university and our campus, and in particular the beauty of our graduates. You are beautiful today, especially those smiles. So start working on them. You're really going to enjoy it. They've been well earned and they won't hurt you tomorrow. And just as we're here to embrace your success as the graduates of the class of 2011, Convocation is an opportunity for you, the graduates, to say thank you, to acknowledge the people who have been important to your success, to think about how you got here, to acknowledge that you share this day with other special people. There are your families and all of the people who've been close to you through these years of study and your journey in life. May I ask the graduates of the class of 2011 to join in a round of applause for your family and your wonderful cast of supporters. Thank you. Each graduate today will recognize the contributions of your teachers and of a whole cast of mentors and supporters and friends here at UPEI and beyond who are committed to excellence in teaching and learning and to your success and well-being. Each of you will know who those special people have been for you. And together, as a community, we know what it means to have a university that makes a priority of teaching and learning. And that doesn't stop today. The mentors and the models that you've found among the faculty and staff at UPEI will be your mentors and models and admirers for life and your most ardent supporters. May I ask the graduates and all of us to join in acknowledging the commitment and contributions of UPEI faculty and staff. Convocation is an important day to think about who we are and how we got here as an institution. Over at the stage today, we have our UPEI coat of arms, unveiled for the first time last fall by Her Honor Lieutenant Governor Hagerman and by Fred Heinemann, Chair of our Board of Governors. The coat of arms features important symbols of our predecessor institutions, as Chancellor Andrew mentioned, St. Dunstan's University and Prince of Wales College. And everything in the coat of arms comes together in the open book, symbolic of our mission as a university and of the quest for knowledge. And what I love about the coat of arms is that those symbols, serious-minded and intentional in the important way that they are surrounded by those awesome, steppy panthers for life, and by those oak leaves that look like they've almost been set ablaze by the activity and the ruffling and the energy and the high aspirations that come with a great university. Our university motto, Fides Scientia Beneficium, faith, knowledge, service. Believe in something more than yourself. Have faith. Embrace knowledge. Practice and model the importance of knowledge. Beneficium. Service. Give back to your community, to your university, to others. We have two special people on stage today who are being recognized for their achievements and especially for their service. Monique Collette and Teresa Mellish will be receiving honorary degrees, and for good reason. They have served and continue to serve their community and their country and their world in many capacities. Monique and Teresa would tell you that their achievements are due to the support of many, including teachers and mentors, and due to their willingness to embrace and serve their communities. Along with all of that, they would tell you that they've welcomed good fortune. Today, we all enjoy and we welcome good fortune. Convocation is an important day to think about luck. The Canadian writer and economist Stephen Leacock made a famous quip when he said, "I'm a great believer in luck, and I find that the harder I work, the more I have of it." So be ready to make your luck and to work for it and to seize it and to embrace good fortune. As Chancellor Andrew mentioned, today I join you in effect as a graduate of the class of 2011 as I complete my mandate as UPEI President. I do so with pride in what UPEI has accomplished and what we continue to achieve. It's taken me 12 years to get through, longer than most of you, but I made it. When I became UPEI President in 1999, I said that to be UPEI President was my dream job. That continues to be true today, and the dream continues. And I urge you to find your dream job and to remember, just as Stephen Leacock said about luck, that you're likely going to have to work to find it. I also urge you to work, as you do by your presence here today and by your success, at making UPEI a great university with a special sense of community. We want you to stay in touch with this place, to stay in touch with each other and with your UPEI mentors. And above all, we want you to be great ambassadors for UPEI. While UPEI has changed over the past 12 years, as a great university must do, one thing has not changed, and that's the spirit of UPEI convocations. From the beginning, UPEI convocations have been known to be a good time. So we want you to get to work and continue that tradition by having a good time today. Smile. It's the easiest thing in the world and the most important day, the easiest day in your life to do it. Make lots of noise. Get some air in your lungs. Congratulate each other. Whoop it up. And let's all whoop it up for UPEI's Convocation 2011 and our graduates. Congratulations.
Thank you, President McLaughlin. This morning, and I forgot to do this morning, I pointed out a 90-year-old visitor to the university. This afternoon, we're very pleased to, I think, have the youngest visitor to the university, hopefully a potential member of the class of 2032, probably. She's resplendent in a lovely pink dress this afternoon, and she's being very well behaved, too. We would now proceed with the conferring of honorary degrees.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present Monique Collette, Public Servant par excellence, for the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. During the Victorian heyday of the British Empire, a particular ideal emerged of the proper public servant as an individual of talent and unimpeachable integrity who was devoted not to politics or to persons, but to public service, to the good of that abstraction that we call the state. In an outstanding career with the Federal Civil Service, Monique Collette has admirably measured up to that lofty ideal. In May of 2003, Ms. Collette assumed the duties of President of the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agencies, better known to us all as ACOA, becoming the first former employee to lead that agency. This became the latest milestone on a long and distinguished professional journey. In the mid-1970s, she began her public service career as a translator with the Secretary of State Department in Moncton. She subsequently held several positions within the department, including Regional Director for New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island, and Director General Regional Operations in Ottawa. In 1995, she was named Vice President of ACOA Prince Edward Island, followed by stints as Director General Communications with HRDC Canada, Executive Director of the National Crime Prevention Strategy, and Assistant Deputy Minister Integration with Justice Canada. As the job titles lengthened, so too did her list of responsibilities and duties. As President of ACOA, Ms. Collette set a record for her service as leader of the single most important economic development agency in Atlantic Canada, administering a budget of some $350 million and a staff of some 650 employees across the region. It is an intricate, delicate, demanding job, mediating as it must between strategic imperatives and economic opportunities, always with the goal of promoting economic self-reliance in our region. So well did she navigate these waters that in 2008, the clerk of the Privy Council appointed her to lead a one-person task force to explore practical approaches to enhancing the effectiveness of the public service of Canada. The result of this was a 2009 public report, Workplace and Workforce Task Force, a compendium of practical approaches. In the Atlantic Canada of the 1970s, the fondest hope of many maritime families was that their children's education would garner them a good government job. As a proud daughter of l'Acadie and a fiercely determined maritimer, Monique Collette has more than surpassed that aspiration. She is proud to be a part of the generations of Acadians and women who stepped forward following the 1960s to provide leadership and direction to this country. In a country where the word bureaucracy too often has negative connotations, she embodies all that is best in the Canadian public service. Monsieur le Chancelier, I now have the honor of requesting on behalf of the Senate of the University of Prince Edward Island that you confer upon Monique Collette the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa.
On behalf of the University of Prince Edward Island, it's my pleasure to admit you, Monique Collette, to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor of presenting for the degree of Doctors of Laws, honoris causa, Teresa Mellish, community leader, farmer, volunteer, and development worker. Teresa Mellish's whole life has been bound up with the soil. Aside from helping her husband Ken to manage their New Path farm, Teresa Mellish has held a whole series of days jobs over the course of her career, purling her master's degree in rural extension studies into a series of administrative positions, mostly with the Provincial Department of Agriculture, and mostly with an emphasis on promoting sustainable agricultural practices. She has devoted most of her spare time to volunteer work, and the list of our local volunteer activities is as commendable as it is lengthy. But it is in the area of international development that Teresa Mellish has made her most lasting and most remarkable contribution to our world. She has devoted most of her adult life to efforts to improve the welfare of rural families in developing countries. Since 1979, Ms. Mellish has been the driving force behind Farmers Helping Farmers, a small but mighty highland farm organization that has raised more than $10 million with CINDA support to assist practical projects in Kenya and Tanzania. Over the past 3 decades, she has coordinated more than 30 groups of Canadian volunteers who traveled to East Africa to work with agricultural communities there. The Farmers Helping Farmers model is highly effective because it makes a long-term commitment to each partner community and treats development as a two-way street. As each becomes relatively self-sufficient, the organization shifts its attention to a new community. In the process, enduring relationships have been built between Africa and Prince Edward Island, giving UPEI students in veterinary medicine, education, nutrition, nursing, and other disciplines valuable opportunities to obtain international experience. The focus of Teresa's work, both in Canada and in the developing world, has always been sustainable development, economically sustainable, environmentally sustainable, and culturally sustainable development. Woven into that work is a particular concern for the welfare of African women, and Teresa has made it a special priority to empower women within their families and communities by enhancing their status and skills. Many cultures around the world know the saying, paths are made by walking. Few of us have acted on it, as Teresa Mellish has done. Fewer still have acted on it with their dedication, creativity, or impact. Mr. Chancellor, I now have the honor of requesting on behalf of the Senate of the University of Prince Edward Island that you confer upon Teresa Mellish the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
On behalf of the University of Prince Edward Island, it's my pleasure to admit you, Teresa Mellish, to the degree of Doctor of Laws, honoris causa. Dr. Mellish, the podium is yours.
Chancellor Andrew, President McLaughlin, Madame Collette, distinguished guests, graduates of 2011, and your parents, and faculty, it is a wonderful and humbling honor to stand before you today to receive an honorary doctorate from the University of Prince Edward Island. It is a special honor to be given the privilege of the Convocation address to the class of 2011. I thank you for these gifts. It is nerve-wracking to stand here before such a distinguished group of people, but nonetheless, it is a very special moment in my life, and I know that this moment marks a very, very special milestone in the life of every graduate of the class of 2011. In today's news, we hear so much about despair and hopelessness in the world, and also about the perceived inadequacies of this generation of youth. I challenge those views, and I challenge them with the story of Farmers Helping Farmers, with my own life experiences, and with the story of the promising graduates in this room today. These stories are the same story, a story of belief in what is good about humanity, about determination and hope and achievement. Farmers Helping Farmers is a unique organization. It is based here on Prince Edward Island. We are small, but we make a difference in the farm groups that we partner with in Kenya. Margaret Mead said that a small group of thoughtful people could change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. We have partnered with the Wakulima Dairy for over 15 years in Kenya. When we started, they purchased about 5,000 liters of milk from about 3,000 dairy farmers. Today, they purchase almost 40,000 liters of milk each day from 6,000 farm families, and they bring 12,000 Canadian dollars into that community every day. Their whole community has improved. Farmers Helping Farmers doesn't claim to be responsible for this success story. The dairy had very good management with a strong vision, but rather Farmers Helping Farmers helped them along the way with things that they needed, like a tank to cool their milk, a lab to test their milk, a revolving credit fund so they could purchase better cows, a feed mixer to purchase cheaper feed for their cattle, and most important of all, training for their farmers on how to produce more milk. Now the farm women have income from the milk, since it is them that does the work on the farms. They have more profit to put in their pockets and more money to feed their families and to send their children to school. Did you know that Farmers Helping Farmers started here at UPEI in 1979? Since that time, we've been very fortunate and thrilled to work with the UPEI faculties of education, nursing, nutrition sciences, veterinary medicine, and biology. These faculties have made a huge contribution to the people of Kenya by participating in our projects in Kenya. And to date, we have sent more than 100 students from UPEI to Kenya to do an internship or a practicum since 2004. The impact of these students upon the projects is huge, and the impact of this work upon the students is life-changing. The best illustration of this is to tell you that young women who graduated as nurses I just have to get a drink. The best illustration of this is to tell you that young women who graduated as nurses from UPEI this morning have babies named after them. They have babies named after them in Kenya because they assisted their mothers and helped them to deliver their babies at St. Teresa's Hospital in Kirwa. What speaks louder than this about hope in the world, about love in the world, and the quality of this generation of young people? One of my views about raising my children is framed in a needlepoint placed in the entrance to my home. I'm a grandmother now, and I feel this advice is even more important today for my 2 grandchildren. It says, there are only 2 things we can give our children. One is roots, and the other is wings. Both of my children have been affected by this view. They're both well-traveled for their age. They've both been to Kenya to work at least once. And I thought about saying twice, but my daughter Martha won't count the time that she was there in 1981. I was just barely pregnant with her, and I didn't know it. Look at you. You're graduating today into a world where any place is accessible within a day's plane ride, and global communication is virtually immediate. You're going to be increasingly affected by what happens in other parts of the world, and you will influence it. My advice to you is to go out and see the world, because it will be good for you, good for your being, and because it's good if the world sees you. Growing up in northern New Brunswick, global travel was not my family background. Traveling to church in the back of my family's pickup truck each Sunday was an outing. However, I was inspired by my father's stories of Europe when he served there during the Second World War. My husband and I were CUSO volunteers from 1971 to 73 in Malaysia, and it has fueled our desire to travel ever since. We traveled a lot when we were in Malaysia. For example, we visited Afghanistan on our way home in 1973, just after their king had left. I saw them play Buzkashi out in a field outside Mazar-i-Sharif in northern Afghanistan. Buzkashi is somewhat like polo. Men play it on horseback, and the goal is to bring the dead goat back to the finish line while other men, also on horseback, try to stop you. I know that the Afghani people are the proudest people I have ever met. And I know that because I was there. In the course of my travels in developing countries, I have seen the important role that women play in their farms and communities. We work with 2 women's groups who work together in self-help groups. When we started working with them, they had no water. They had to fetch water and carry it on their backs for several hours each day. They told me that not one drop was wasted. But they had 2 rainy seasons. So with the generous donations of islanders, we've been able to supply each of them with a 1,000-gallon water storage tank where they can harvest and store the water. This means that the family now has water for most of the months of the year. It means that the farm women can spend their time more productively growing food for their families. And the women tell us that they're very proud that they can send their children to school clean and on time. Farmers Helping Farmers relies on the generosity and input of islanders. They make donations, they come to our fundraising barbecue, and they buy the crafts we bring back from Kenya. The island media is also very supportive of our work. School children from 12 island schools are twinned with Kenyan schools. They exchange letters twice a year, and they raise money to support the Kenyan schools. Service clubs and church groups support us. The community of Surrey has held a village feast each year for the past 3 years, and they raise enough money to build a kitchen at a school each year. The other piece of advice I have for you is to give back to the world. You are among the best educated people in the world. and I feel that you have a responsibility to share your good fortune with others. You can volunteer by being a hockey coach or perhaps a 4-H leader. You can donate a few dollars each week from your new paychecks to people or organizations in need. One of the best things about traveling is coming back to Prince Edward Island, where our children are fed and educated, where we have access to health care, and we are free to pursue our dreams and goals. I think that Prince Edward Island is one of the best places in the world to have roots, and one of the best places in the world to get your wings. Graduation is a momentous occasion to be remembered for a lifetime. The world of opportunity is open before you as you may have only dreamed or imagined. However, being blessed with opportunities will likely bring forth some of your greatest challenges. You will have all of life's important decisions to make ahead of you, and some of them will be made soon. My wish for each and every one of you is the best that life can offer, but remember that life is not what it brings to you, but what you bring to life. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mellish. I think that applause is a little too tepid. We have two wonderful honorary graduates today. I'd like them both to stand and acknowledge the audience. I think no finer example of two individuals who don't seek a lot of publicity, but quietly and confidently get the job done, and who are making a tremendous difference to this part of the world and the worldwide. Would now like to proceed with the granting of a leaving certificate for the Adult Connections in Education, or our ACE program graduate.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the great pleasure in calling forward Candace McKinnon to receive the Leaving Certificate as a graduate in the Adult Connections in Education. Please come forward, Candace.
Now we come to the part of the convocation where generally we make some noise, and we've got a full house this afternoon, including around the circle, so I don't think this will be any different. First thing I will say, and we had a recount from the registrar's office, but we didn't quite make one number. But today we have 896 graduates from the University of Prince Edward Island. This is the largest class in the history of our university. We're going to drive it up over 900 one of these years pretty soon, and then onward and upward from there. So we'd like to now proceed with the granting of diplomas and degrees. Would all candidates at Convocation today please rise to be recognized by your colleagues and by the community. So you see before you the culmination of years, not months, not weeks, but years of hard work and dedication for our class of 2011. The class of 2011, I hereby award each of you the diploma or degree that you've earned from the University of Prince Edward Island with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. I also award the diploma or degree in absentia to those whose records have been certified by Senate but who are not able to be present at today's convocation. We will now begin with the presentations. Please take your seats.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the Diploma in Public Administration those students whose names shall be announced individually and whose qualifications for these degrees have been approved by Senate.
For the Diploma in Public Administration, Jason Roberge. Dwayne Glenn Stride.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the Diploma in Engineering those students whose names shall be announced individually and whose qualifications for these degrees have been approved by the Senate.
For the Diploma in Engineering, Sam Arnold. Brian Bullness. Stephen Lee Wallace Chandler. Stephanie Charlton. Jonathan Paul Fitzpatrick. Tyler Gallant. Mark Hogan. Bethany Hughes. Jamie Malone. Christina Jean Masson. Carolyn McKenna. Colin McQuillan. Timothy Wayne Ong. Simon Poirier. Micah Stewart. Kaylee Symington. Angela Vrenz.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degrees of Bachelor of Integrated Studies, Bachelor of Applied Arts in Print Journalism, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Music, and Bachelor of Music Education, those students whose names shall be announced individually and whose qualifications for these degrees have been approved by Senate.
For the Bachelor of Integrated Studies, Shelley Cole Arbing. Nancy Jean Clark Douglas. Anne Dutton. David Scott Gregory. Michael Andrew Mooney. James Douglas Nicholson. Darlene Peters. Lorraine Pearl Robinson. Dwayne Glenn Stride. Kenneth Thomas Melvin Williams. Ross Alexander Mayer.
Here's the guy.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Stephanie Christine Anderson. Andrea Denise Avery. Janelle Beaton. Kathleen Elaine Beaton. Teresa Mary Leanne Bolak. Mohammed Benabid. Emma Doreen Berggren. Janelle Marie Burt. Ryan Joseph Bulger. Katie Marlene Lucy Bullman. Haley Cassandra Butler. Christopher Butler. Timothy Paul Butler. Randy Byrne. Caitlin Callahan. Katie Callahan. Cheryl Carmichael. Tanya Mary Edith Campbell. Haley Carr. Erin Lynn Carver. Scott Richard Clark. Emmy Lou Clarkin. Stephen Clements. Adam Clow. Caitlin Clow. Paige Noel Coyle. Joel Court. Janelle Christine Cudmore. Jasmine Daigle. Stephanie Christine Day. Lainey Sarah DeCosta. Angèle Darache. Janice Dever. Bethany Dawn DeVoe. Leanne Christine Dwaran. Meredith Deborah Down. Ashley Dawn Doyle. Kyle Bruce Dunbar. Mitchell Dunphy. Joan Ellis. Jessica Ellsworth. Megan Dawn Foy. Ruben Fernandez. Stacy Ellen Flood. Lacey Ford. Neil Frazier. Andrea Noreen Gallant. Mary Ellen Joy Gallant. Christina Goody. Julie Goody. Amanda Lynn Gauthier. Stephen Gauthier. Krista Giddings. Rachel Gilbert. Elaine Graham. Patrick Greco. Danielle Erin Haldeman. Rachel Hamming. Virginia Kathleen Harris. Lindsay Hatton. Candace Julia Hay. Abby Marilyn Hendricken. Laura Elizabeth Howard. Courtney Eleanor Hughes. Lindsay Marie Hughes. Vanessa Ann Irvin. Jamie Jackman. Kylie Jackson. Karen Jenkins. Michelle Johnston. Isabel Keeler. Hannah Klein. Amanda Erin Laidlaw. Jenna Lewis. Lisa Lorraine Lewis. Katie Lizzo. Gina Marie Lisi. Dean Lund. Chance Lynch. Stacy Lynch. Ashley Dawn McDonald. Jeffrey McDonald. Jody Margaret McDonald. Marla McDonald. Anthony McDougald. Susan Joanne McDougall. Kristen Eileen Dawn McGrath. Chelsea Jean McGregor. Andrea Joan McWigan. Chelsea Lee McIntyre. Dustin J. McIntyre. Suzanne Nicole McIntyre. Nikki McInnes. Kevin McKay. Dan Liu. Lauren McIsaac. Jeffrey Glenn McKenna. Erica Lees McKenzie. Kelly McKinnon. Maria McKinnon. Michael David McLean. Caitlin Malone. Christine Martin. Jacqueline Christina Massey. Candace Matheson. Mitchell George Matheson. Vanessa Jean May. Jocelyn Tanya Mitchell. Charlotte Marion Monahan. Caitlin Murnahan. Kyle Murnahan. Matthew Gerald Murray. Jessica Evelyn Much. Troy Myers. Isaac Neely. Antoinette Oluwajoba. Mitchell Matthew O'Shea. Ashley Dawn Painter. Bethany Painter. Mark Peters. Amanda Pico. Nathaniel Preston. Zachary M. Preston. Yin Ren. Christy Lynn Richard. Paige Ricketts. Jason Roberge. Kyla Roberts. Natalie Robertson. Rosa Janet Roncal. Leslie Ann Roper. Benjamin Roper. Rufina Sahabova. Lauren Emily Scribner. Sarah Justina Sears. Alicia Seward. Sarah Jane Shred. Amanda Margaret Smith. Catherine Helen St. Amand. Jameson Smith. Rocky Starling. Rebecca Fullerton Stevenson. Kelsey Catherine Stewart. Sarah Jean Stewart. Shuling Sun. Yuan Cao. Tao Sun. Ashley Taylor. Afton Thacker Mondew. Robin Thompson. Carrie Ann Thorne. Sarah Tolstrup. Nicholas Van Auerkerk. Jane Warren Bassett. Bethany Kim Waugh. Trent Whitty. Lauren Victoria Wanfor. Andrew Woods. Chi-Hang Sung. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Honors, Brian William Ansons. Emily Lauren Carpenter. Holly Ann Murphy Clow, Honors in Psychology. Jeremy Doucette, Honors in Psychology. Marie Sheridan, Honors in Psychology. Sociology. Kayla Dunsford, Honors in English. Jeremy Graham Goody, Honors in English. Tiffany Gregory, Honors in English. Cara Handren, Honors in English. History. Emily Olivia Ann Jewell, Honors in Psychology. Darcy Allen Lewis, Honors in Psychology. Bethany McCallum, Honors in English. Marlise McGee, Honors in English. Leah Stevenson, Honors in Psychology. Joel Wonnacott, Honors in Psychology. Samantha Yo, Honors in Psychology. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Honours Conversion Certificate. Bethany Morris, Honours in English and Psychology. For the degree of Bachelor of Music. Jeff Arsenault. Thane Alexander Campbell. Kelly Layton. Megan McIsaac. Troy Martin. Nancy Wu. For the degree of Bachelor of Music Education, Miranda Godkin. Nicole Catherine Sheik.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degrees of Bachelor of Child and Family Studies, Bachelor of Applied Science in Radiography, and Bachelor of Science, those students whose names shall be announced individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by the Senate.
For the degree of Bachelor of Child and Family Studies, Samantha Biot. Natalia Henry. Tyler McDougall.
Congratulations, sir.
Mary Manuel. For the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science in Radiography, Nicole Christine Alexander.
Congratulations.
Melanie Ann Carter.
Congratulations, Mel.
Nicole Jean Collings.
Congratulations.
Angie Marie McNally.
Congratulations, Angie. All the best.
Sarah McPhail. For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Jordan Abbott. Nicole Ashley.
Congratulations.
Brittany Teresa Aylward.
Great smile. Keep going. Good job.
Caroline Ballum.
Congratulations, Caroline. All the best.
Lisa Beck.
Lisa.
Megan Birch.
Congratulations.
Stephanie Dawn Botel. Kaylin Raymond Brennan.
Congratulations, sir. All the best.
Michaela Ann Brinklow McKnight.
Michaela. Congratulations.
Jillian Leslie Brookins.
Congratulations.
Elizabeth Campbell. Stephanie Marie Caraher. Jillian Denise Carter. Bethany Marie Chason. Jessica Erin Chason. Sarah Elizabeth Chason. Brandy Lauren Duran. Katie Doucette. Sarah Duggan. Lydia Alfreda Ellis. Samantha Mary Farmer. Keenan Faria. Bethany Joan Fitzpatrick. Isis Flüge. Emily Jean Falwell. Brittany Gallant. Sarah Goody. Mary Ann Godkin. Chelsea Hancock. Bailey Ann Harper. Verley Emmanuel Harrison. Sarah Henderson. Lucas Daniel Hennessy. Crystal Hickox. Jason Hogan. Morgan Joanne Ings. Maggie Johnston. Lydia Kim. Brittany Kinch. Adrian Kotick. Justine Megan Lico. Ming Lee. Shanglin Lee. Minshwo Lin. Hangyu Liu. Lu Ma. Nicholas Macaulay. Sarah Mary Ellen Macaulay. Tanya Nicole McCallum.
Congratulations.
John Aaron McDonald.
Congratulations, John. All the best.
Nicole Marianne McPhee.
Congratulations. All the best. Good job.
Kathleen Mary Alice McGarry. Ashley Marie McQuiggan. Amanda Marie McKinnon.
I'm the botanist. I love your earrings. They're great. Congratulations.
Kristen Elizabeth McKinnon.
Kristen, congratulations. All the best.
Leanna Marie McKinnon. Christine Lynn McLaughlin.
Congratulations. All the best. Good luck.
Mary Ellen Margaret McLean.
Congratulations, Mary Ellen. Good job.
Sean McLean.
Sean, congratulations.
Cindy McNeil.
Nice to see you. Nice to see you again. Congratulations.
Crystal McNeil.
Crystal, congratulations. Good job.
Christine Kathy Lee Mailer.
Christine, congratulations. Best wishes.
Stephanie Massless. Christina Jean Masson.
Hey, Christina. Good job. Keep it up.
Jessica Margaret Matheson.
Good job. Congratulations.
Ryan Millions.
All right. Congratulations.
Carrie Lynn Mills.
Congratulations.
Courtney Moore.
Congratulations, Courtney. All the best.
Danielle Moore.
Danielle, congratulations. All the best.
Paul William Nelson.
Congratulations, sir. All the best. Good job.
Michelle Noseworthy.
Congratulations. All the best. Keep that flower going. Looks great.
Oluwadamilola Oluyede.
Not bad. Congratulations, sir. All together. Have a good cheering section.
Kaylin Parks.
Congratulations, Kate. Good cheering section. Good job.
Justin Archibald Albert Pater.
Very formal, man. Congratulations, guys. You did great.
Luke Poirier.
Congratulations, sir. All the best. Good luck.
Brielle Quilty.
Congratulations.
Jennifer Isabel Randall.
Congratulations, Jennifer. All the best. Good luck.
Lindsay Redmond.
Lindsay. Congratulations. All the best.
Helena Reeves.
Lena. Congratulations. All the best. Best of luck.
Kyle Paul Robertson.
Mr. Kyle. Congratulations. Yeah.
Marla Sauve.
Congratulations. All the best.
Moira Alana Shaw.
Congratulations. All the best.
Caitlin Ann Simmons.
Keep that smile going. It's great. Good luck.
Benjamin Andrew Smith.
Benjamin. Oh, yeah. Congratulations.
Michael Smith.
Hey, Mr. Michael. How are you? You did it. Yeah, very good. Good job.
Emily Dawn Sorry.
Congratulations. All the best. Enjoy it.
Megan Elizabeth Tesh.
Megan, congratulations. All the best.
Neil Toombs.
Neil, congratulations.
Udyoga Amarasinghe.
Yoga, congratulations. All the best. Best wishes.
Charles Waddell.
Charles, congratulations.
Stephanie Walker.
Stephanie, congratulations. All the best.
Patrick Walsh.
Congratulations, Patrick. Best wishes.
Lamide Wan.
Good cheering coach, man. Congratulations.
Daniel Watts.
Daniel. Congratulations, Daniel.
James Wonnacott.
Hey, James. How's it going, sir? Congratulations. Good job.
Margot Ella Louise Wood.
Congratulations.
Peter Workman.
Congratulations, sir. All the best.
Mia Wirtz Court.
Congratulations. Good job.
Min Su.
Congratulations, Min. All the best.
Matthew Gregory Alvin Yo.
Thank you. Congratulations. Good job.
Lee Chu.
Lee, congratulations.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Cooperative Education, Michael Berger.
Congratulations, Michael. Good job.
Nathan Christensen.
Nathan, congratulations. Good job.
Junjan Lee.
And John, congratulations. Good job.
Jeremy Gordon Noonan.
Congratulations. Nice job.
Leon Wong.
Good job. Good job. Best wishes.
For the degree of Bachelor of Science, Honors, Harrison Carmichael, Honors in Biology.
Good job. Congratulations.
Jiaxing Tsui, Honors in Mathematics.
Congratulations, sir. All the best. Good job.
Véronique Dufour, Honors in Biology.
Félicitations. C'est fantastique. Bon travail.
Paige Alexandria Ellis, Honors in Biology.
Congratulations, Paige. Good job.
Josh Galloway, Honors in Chemistry.
Good job, Josh. Okay. That's good.
Ian Forrest, Honors in Computer Science and Mathematics.
Congratulations. Good job.
Maximilian King, Honors in
Good
Physics.
job, man.
Bethany Lynn Main, Honors in Physics.
Congratulations. You did a great job. Great job. All the best.
Scott Murray, Honors in Biology.
Why not, man? Why not? Good job, Scott. Good job.
Andrea Noftel, Honors in Foods and Nutrition.
Congratulations, Andrea. Very good job. Excellent. Best wishes.
Cody Parker, Honors in Biology.
Hey, Cody. Great job. Congratulations.
Laura Jane Phelan, Honors in Biology.
Congratulations. All the best. All the best.
Gillian Stewart, Honors in Psychology.
Congratulations. Great to see you.
Guyan Tennicone, Honors in Chemistry.
Congratulations.
Christina Tucker, Honors in Foods and Nutrition. Michael Walker, Honors in Chemistry.
Congratulations.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the degree of Master of Science in the Faculty of Science those students whose names shall be announced individually and whose qualifications for this degree have been approved by the Senate.
For the degree of Master of Science, Carrie Lynn Atkinson.
I'm so happy that you came. I'm really, really happy. Great. I can't wait.
Robert Desiel.
Congratulations, man. We'll see you later.
Oh, yeah.
Edward Joseph Francis.
Man. I want to hug you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. It's great.
Eva Jenkins.
Congratulations, Eva. All the best. Great to see you.
Bradley Scott.
Hey, Brad. Congratulations, man. Keep on going.
Mr. Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you, for the degree of Master of Arts, those students whose names shall be announced individually and whose qualifications for these degrees have been approved by Senate.
Thank you, and I'll just take a moment if I can. University is only as strong as its arts program. The arts program is only as strong as its dean, Dean Creel. Will be finishing up his tenure as Dean of Arts. He's done a magnificent job, I can tell, at Convocation time by the students that come through and the respect that they have for him and the work that he does for everybody. It's a shame, but I know there's other things to do, Richard, but thank you very much for your time and care.
For the degree of Master of Arts, Roger Wayne Baird. Douglas Bowes Deacon. Matthew William Funk. Lynn Ma. Patricia McCauley. Colin Allen McIntyre.
Thank you, and we'll try it one more time, our graduating class of 2011. I'd like to now call on Perlene Morrison, who is president of the UPEI Alumni Association, for a few words.
Thank you, Mr. Chancellor. Mr. Chancellor, Your Honor, President McLaughlin, honorary degree recipients, faculty, staff, families, friends, and 2011 graduates. On behalf of the UPEI Alumni Association, I'd like to welcome all of our 2011 graduates to the UPEI alumni family, and I congratulate you on your achievements to date. You are now members of our association and part of a network of 20,000 alumni across Canada and around the world who share pride in our university. Wherever your lives and careers may take you, I hope you will remember your years on campus with fondness. For many of us, UPEI symbolizes a time and place where we came of age, developed lifelong friendships, and discovered what we wanted to do with our lives. It has been this way for over 40 years at UPEI. If you have the opportunity to speak with a graduate from any other year, you will find that your stories about UPEI are remarkably similar. Stories of late nights, early mornings, and learning and laughing with friends. Friends who to this day remain some of our best friends. The UPEI Alumni Association is committed to helping you maintain the contacts and friendships that you've developed during your years at UPEI. With considerable assistance from the Alumni Office, the association organizes reunions each year during the last weekend of July. Our resources are available to help you folks stay in touch. As graduates, you have access to career services at UPEI. Don't hesitate to sit down with a career counselor and let them help you chart your career as you leave our university. You will also continue to have access to the Robertson Library, and you now enjoy a discount at the UPEI bookstore. These are small perks, yet they are also reminders that our university is invested in our success, not just while we are here, but throughout every stage of our life. Although UPEI may no longer be part of your everyday lives, you are still part of this university. We, as alumni, are UPEI's best representatives. We encourage you to show pride in your alma mater by staying involved, mentoring current students, attending events on campus, and helping tomorrow's graduates and students achieve their goals. I would be remiss if I did not acknowledge the outstanding contribution that our president, Wade McLaughlin, has made to both UPEI and to the value of all of our UPEI degrees. I first met President McLaughlin when I was a law student at the University of New Brunswick. He was Dean McLaughlin then, and he put UNB Law School on the map. When I heard that he had accepted the president's position at UPEI, I was very excited for this university because I had experienced firsthand what he was capable of doing, and he certainly did not disappoint us. President McLaughlin, on behalf of the UPEI Alumni Association, I'd like to thank you for your outstanding contribution to our university, and I wish you every success in your future endeavors. To our graduates, enjoy this day with your family and friends. Enjoy this day with your family and friends. Stay connected through our website. Keep us updated on your achievements. And remember, we are all Panthers for life. Thank you.
Thank you. And for those that have around the perimeter who've stood through the couple of hours here, thank you for your patience. We're getting into the home stretch as well, the people that are enjoying the comfort of our bleachers. Probably not the best seat in the world. We have a couple of things to do, one of which is extremely important. At each and every convocation, we award prizes and medals, and we're privileged to have a visitor, but also a great friend of the university, Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor Barbara Hagerman, and the Lieutenant Governor will present these to the recipients. The Marshal will announce the winners. Thank you.
A university prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the third year of the engineering program, awarded to Sam Arnold. the Ambrose Lee Prize and the University of Prince Edward Island Alumni Prize for the graduating student standing highest in the 4th year of the arts program, awarded to Emily Jewell. The Regis Duffy Academic Achievement Award for the graduating student who has demonstrated to an outstanding degree qualities of scholarship and leadership within the university community. The Ambrose Lee Prize for the graduating student standing highest in the 4th year of the science program, and a university prize for the graduating student with the highest aggregate in the 4 years in a faculty other than the Governor General Award, awarded to Scott Murray. The Governor General's Medal Undergraduate and the Polyclinic Prize for the student who has achieved the highest aggregate in 4 years of an undergraduate program, awarded to Ashley Dawn Doyle. The Governor General's Medal for a graduating student in a graduate program whose record, in the view of the committee, is so distinguished as to warrant special recognition, awarded to Robert Dial.
Thank you, Your Honor. We'd now call upon Amanda McKinnon, class valedictorian, to deliver the valedictory address.
Mr. Chancellor, Your Honor, President McLaughlin, honorary degree recipients, faculty, staff, families, friends, and my fellow graduates of class of 2011. The typical valedictory speech generally begins with an excited, "Well, we made it," followed by me fist pumping, and then you cheering. But as I look at all of us sitting here, excitedly clutching our degrees and diplomas, was there really ever a doubt? I mean, sure, there were some questionable times, like that first day that we all filed into physics, And they started talking about matter and antimatter and other things that really don't matter. And I'm sorry, physics majors, no offense, but I will just never understand. But let's be real here. We're UPEI graduates. Right from the start, from the minute we received that acceptance letter in the mail, we knew that we were something different and that we were destined to be something great. I want everyone to think back on some of their first days here at UPEI. And don't just remember those glorious days you had when you made it to your early morning class with 2 minutes to spare, not wearing your PJs, or when you were able to fully memorize and recite that 53-line Shakespearean soliloquy in one fell swoop. I want you to remember that uncomfortably awkward time when you met your first new university friend, or got over being embarrassed about the little things. And before you try to convince me that you've never had a day like this, I'll share mine. I was rushing to my 8:30 morning class for bio in Duffy Lecture Hall. And I hauled open the door of the lecture hall thinking I was ridiculously late. And I walked into that classroom like I owned the place. And I happened to glance up on the slide as I made my way to my seat and realized, this is not my biology class. And I just walked straight through the classroom and out the other door. It's these times that I'm talking about. These moments that shaped us from the first years to what we all are now. Those moments that taught us something larger and greater than what we learned in the classroom. I was incredibly embarrassed at the time. And I'm sure I got some pretty questionable looks from the people in that classroom. But I walked away with an incredible lesson. Just keep going, no matter how ridiculous you might look. I want you all to remember these times for future reference as you leave here today. As Dr. Ann Furlong has assured those of us privileged enough to have to take her linguistics class, you're going to feel dumb about 85% of the time. But don't forget to look back on all you've learned, and you'll feel pretty smart. I hope you will look back on those embarrassing or awkward moments and remember her words in the future. Although today our futures are bright, we will surely have days when we can't be so optimistic. Remember this lesson, and don't worry, because it will pass. Right now, I'm sure what's on everyone's mind, besides getting out of here, kissing your parents, and celebrating your last night as a wild and crazy university student, is the future. I know I've spent sleepless nights wondering where I'll end up after this. Will I get a job? Will I get into grad school? Will they want to see my transcripts? But I want everybody to take a deep breath. Literally, let's just take a deep breath. And I'm going to take a drink of water. Because no matter what degree or diploma we're leaving here with today, you should feel some ease knowing that UPEI has prepared us for any challenge and every success that we will have in the future. As well as remembering those experiences that have shaped us into UPEI graduates, we need to remember those people who have helped us get here. Parents, siblings, grandparents, professors, mentors. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I want to thank you deeply for always being there to support us. Personally, I'd like to thank my sister Lindsay, my Uncle Terry, and my parents. You've each helped me in your own unique way, and I wouldn't be here today without you. Fellow graduates, I hope you also take the time to thank the people you are graduating with. While you're thanking your loved ones, don't forget to thank that friend in arts who listened to you blabber on about the bending force of steel, just so you'd remember it for the final. Or that friend who helped you pull a caffeine-fueled all-nighter, poking you if you blinked too long at the kitchen table. We really couldn't have done it without each other. Today, we become UPEI graduates. And although it is bittersweet to say goodbye to so many friendly faces that have guided us through 4, possibly more, years of university, I know that I'm excited to move forward into the future and see what else I can accomplish. I think it's safe to say that our options are endless. One piece of advice, though. As you make your way through the crowd, receiving hugs and congratulations, Don't forget to sign as many autographs as you can, because trust me, they will be worth something someday. Congratulations, class of 2011. We made it! Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Amanda. We've now reached almost the end. After the convocation this afternoon, we do have some good weather, I think. We invite you to linger and enjoy the grounds. If you want to make your way down to the Wanda Wyatt dining hall, we have a reception there. For those who need that last-minute gift for the graduates, or maybe for Mother's Day tomorrow, the Multiple Sclerosis Society is selling flowers. Thank you to all the graduates for your hard work this year. Thank you for coming and making the University of Prince Edward Island part of your life experience. Thank you to everybody who's here to support the graduates. Thank you so much to the faculty and staff for your job in educating our students. Thank you, distinguished guests, honorary graduates, most of all to the man on my right. Thank you, Wade, for all you've contributed and continue to contribute to this university. I would now call on Kelly Layton, and I call on everybody present to join Kelly as we honor our country with the singing of our national anthem. Kelly.